but this one is just right. Is it? Is it though? There have been quite a lot, not just a few, more like a slew. And thank you and to Stephen Sondheim, and apologies to him as well, of those kind of horror movies from kids' characters that are now out of licence. So, a bit itchy tonight, a bit itchy. See me itching a bit. Not got fleas or anything, just a bit itchy. I need an antihistamine, I think. Just had a bath, yes, to prepare me for this kind of film review. And there have been quite a lot of those kids shows, starting with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. First one is pretty poor. Second one's a lot better. And the quite execrable Mousetrap, which has Steamboat Willie feelings to it. And then the rather better, and I watched this after with my good friend Alan. Hello, Alan, and my lovely wife Debbie. Hello. I watched this this movie, the Banana Splits movie, which has really pretty good movie styling, actually. I watched that after watching this. Itching again, you see. Not that I needed to after this, but it did cleanse the palate a little. 'Cause this, it's mainly the brainchild of Craig Rees, who writes and directs, and I think produces as well, all of that. And he said, itching as blimey. Might come out in some welts later on, or even some whelks. You never know. That'd be strange, wouldn't it? But I could make a lot of money on the kind of talk show circuit if I did. Anyway, Craig Rees is heavily involved in this UK movie, and it has gained quite a lot of distribution, which is great. I just wonder whether more care might have been taken over it. I just think it looks like it's, and I'm sure they were maybe up against it with a bit of budgeting, but it looks like it could be a little better if more care was taken. So, I mean, the idea is that it's a sort of home invasion thing. Because, of course, we've got the Goldilocks' house, or the Three Bears' house, you know. And we do have a group of friends who, let's be honest, break into a house because they've got either the wrong address, or they've been sent to the wrong place, or they're supposed to be there but on a different week, or something like that. He said, itching again. Maybe I've got shingles. Oh dear, that wouldn't be good. I'll keep you updated. And then we know that the clock's ticking to Goldilocks and the Three Bears. The thing is, you don't get, oh, they've gone full animatronic for those bears, or they've really got a load of good makeup involved. I mean, you generally, you get a stranger's idea, the home invasion, or people talk about the purge, you know, people trying to get into your home and all of that. It is people in masks. And that's not a problem, because the Three Bears don't do very much, to be honest. They more or less stay there as hulking figures or concerning figures. But Goldilocks, played by Olga Solo, really rather good. There is one problem, and more of that in a minute. So, there's not much to this. You know that they're going to get picked off one by one. They're a group of friends, so that's generally the trope you get in it. We're going to have a good time, and let's have some booze. There is quite a lot of, that sound quality sounds a bit different. It's like, yeah, so you know, I'm really glad to be here. Are you really? That sort of thing. Yeah, this is slightly different quality. I think it's been post-synced. I think some of the sound wasn't as good as it could have been. Anyway, that sort of thing just makes you think, doesn't it? Saw a movie recently called Telltale where, and I'll probably review this, it's extraordinary, where you get one shot of a bloke talking to the main character. He's in silence. When you see her, you can hear an enormous amount of traffic in the background. And they left it in. Anyway, you do get quite a lot of that variable sound here. And the characters are all right. I'm looking to see who they are. I mean, mainly Abigail Huxley's your main character, as Kelly. She's okay. You know, she does look a bit, I thought at one point, is she going to be Goldilocks? She isn't. Craig Reese is in this, but they come down to breakfast one day and there is porridge. You're going to get that, aren't you? You know, death and porridge. And it's been prepared by Goldilocks. And she's added something to it. And none of them say who made the porridge. I didn't. I'd best not eat it then. And Craig Reese as Simon says early on, this tastes a bit funny. Oh, well, better continue to eat it. It's like Alan Partridge. This looks terrible. Might as well eat it. It tastes funny, yet he continues to eat it. And it puts him on his back in bed for most of the rest of the movie. I mean, you've got a character here who is a sort of... I mean, he wears a turban and he's got big beard, you know, so... it's interesting that they've done... He's a Sikh, isn't he? So it's interesting that they've... I think. So it's interesting that they've done that. I think that's a really interesting idea. I'm trying to see who was his... who he was played by? Flex Singh? Jazz? Yeah, I think that's right. And he's kind of... You know, I'm on a different plane. And he's got nunchucks. Let's put it that way. And then when he's faced with any kind of danger, he just turns tail and runs away. I think it's supposed to be funny. It just looks ridiculous because he's been set up to do that. And to be the kind of tough guy with the nunchucks. And he just turns tail, right, see ya. And he just runs away. Eventually they will all be attacked by the three bears and Goldilocks. And Olga Solo does some really good work. Unfortunately, she's wearing a mask and you can't hear 60% of what she says. What? I know that what you're doing is pretty good because your movement's pretty good, so I bet it sounds great. I just can't hear, and she's got quite a lot of plot. I suspect she's giving us the reasons why these people are not well. Well, of course, someone's broken into your house, you're going to get cheesed off, aren't you? But I suppose she's got quite a lot of that sort of chat. We can't hear anything. At some point, you kind of think, did nobody say, you can't really hear her? Can we try another mask? Maybe they did, and it was decided that we can't really. I don't know how long it took to record this, but it's quite a lot of, well, let's fix it in the edit. It seems to me. It's a really good idea, and I really have, you know, I celebrate people doing stuff and getting, and putting stuff on and getting stuff out there. That's great. And the idea of Goldilocks is brilliant. It just needs a bit more writing, and it probably needs a bit more production care. It's an interesting film, but really, if you're looking for scares with a bit of, a bit more filmic quality behind it, Banana Splits movie is the one you want, really. Or the second Winnie the Pooh movie, that's not bad at all. So, you know, they can kind of put the money that they made into, you know, and give us more. And this is a good place to start. It's just a bit of a waste of what could be a really good idea. And he just keeps turning tail and running away. And he's supposed to be a tough guy with his nunchucks. I don't know if it's a joke. I really don't. But it didn't half concern me. And you don't quite know why they're doing it, except that they're obviously psychotic. You know, they're not well mentally or emotionally. But we can't hear why. Why is it Goldilocks? Why are you doing this? Yeah, I can't quite hear why you're doing it. Why is it again? Oh, right. Nope, still didn't get it. It's a shame. And could be so much better. Have a look at this, though. I mean, I'm not saying have a look at it in a kind of, God, that's awful way, because I really want to big up movies that, you know, do something and get stuff made and get out there and have an interesting idea. But the idea is more interesting than the way it was realised. And that is the real shame. It's not just right. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's not really too good. Ta-ta.